Hello YouTube. I just got back from Peoria. Made top 16. Ended up throwing in top 16, which really sucks. Throwing the match for a cereal. It's unfortunate. Happens though. Not the first time I've thrown. Probably won't be the last time. But basically, I decided got back from Peoria. Don't really have any more tournaments in OP13 outside of Mexico Nationals that I'll be going to. And that's like a month away. So I'll just do a little refresher before I go there. But basically, time to just start prepping for our nationals in Vegas for OP14. So with that in mind, I've always had people ask me like, do I have testing groups? How do I practice? Yada yada, so on and so forth. Then I always just answer, not really. Like there's some people I play with every now and then. But I don't really have any dedicated testing groups or anything. I just play a lot of sim. Always have been, as always has been what I do. Um, and it probably, it works, so why not just keep it up? Um, so I figured I would just make a little quote unquote series where I show my improvement, my process as I get better, and how I practice and get better. Because I am not someone who I would consider to be naturally good at this game. I don't think I have the best fundamentals from compared to a lot of other top players. I just play a lot and I iron out kinks and I lock in a deck and I figure out everything I need to know about every matchup for that specific deck. So with that being said, the two decks that I am most likely going to be considering to play is Emu and Boa. I love Emu. As anyone who's paid attention to my OP13 tournament results would know. And then Boa is just really strong. It's kind of the one reason why I'm considering not playing Emu because it's a bad matchup for Emu, as well as um, honestly, also everyone knows me from like OPO4. I love playing Queen. Boa's I wouldn't say similar to Queen, but same color combo and relying on triggers. I'm not against relying on triggers and getting lucky to win. They are a strong. It is a strong mechanic. There's the reason why people hate it, including myself sometimes. But it is what it is. Um, I do have some games played already. I'm not going to showcase every game in this little mini series. I'm just going to probably try to showcase like the first couple I play in this little intro video, but then I'll just try to like record every game and upload the ones that I think are worth uploading as far as you'll learn from them. I think I play too many games to upload every single one, and a lot of times it's not a lot of merit or whatever to up to a lot of games. A lot of games just brain off. I won. Brain off. I lost. Like not every game is something to learn from, but you play enough games and you will learn a lot. It's how I end up approaching and looking at stuff. Um, but yeah, so I did play some games already, mainly because I had my laptop with me while I was on that trip to Peoria, and I was really sad about losing that top 16 match the way I did, with how badly I messed up to lose it. Um, so my best way to deal with being sad and griefing is play more and get better and have fun just playing. So I played some Boa games. I don't know what these emu games are from, to be honest. This is like forever ago. I don't know. I don't even know if they've counted towards this or what. I don't know. But I played some Boa games. Played one Moya game. This wasn't a real game. This deck's not real. I don't think, or I suck, or I drew bad, or something. I don't know. But the two, it's early. Like I'm still climbing, so my bounty's not the highest yet. So, but either way, that's still good because I'm still learning the meta. I'm still learning the decks. Um, but the two losses, one I kept a bad hand. I think I thought it was good because of my curve, but I had all triggers in hand and hit zero triggers out of life. So maybe you just can't keep a hand that has all triggers in it. And then the other loss, I just made a bad filtering decision with some of my cards and ended up two bricked and died. So there's a little learning from those two losses, I guess. Um, but yeah, so I'm just going to I'm gonna start looking for a game now in case it takes forever. But while it looks, this is the list that I'm using. I think it's fine. I just basically net decked it, replaced Salome with Boa because it's the same card, except searchable by Sengoku, as far as I'm concerned and aware. So why not? Like why not just play that card? As far as I'm aware, it's just better. I don't know why they were playing Salome, but if I'm missing something, feel free to let me know. Because I don't really pay attention to gameplay or watch the East like that. I just look up a list or two and go from there. I also don't really know what this deck wants, but I've just been taking second, and it seems fine. That hand didn't really have anything going for it. This hand is good. Um, Cash a Dawn just in case we trigger a body and then they pop it somehow. I don't know if that's even possible, but why not? We will of course take if they swing here, and hope we get lucky. Gain a life, sir. Trash 3 from your hand. For funsies. Okay, shit, he did. He's better than me. Maybe that's what I was doing wrong. Um, Dope. That's good. So now we have options because I was just gonna play this so I'd have a Dawn on my leader on 6. But now you have Gorgon Sisters, so it's like could just play Boa, could just play Margaret. Might just play double Margaret next turn instead of Kuma, but I'm not sure if that's correct. I'm kind of down to just play Boa. Not 100% sure. We don't need any of these cards, I don't think. We could put the Rayleigh in life. Maybe I should just. Maybe. That's already clicked, so it's fine. With a lot of the games, you might find. Like. You'll see I do misclick a decent amount as well. That wasn't a misclick, that was just not thinking enough. Maybe I should keep on top just to guarantee a trigger off of Kuma. That's something to consider. I don't know. Also, don't know what cards are best to be showing him that I have. But I chose these three, so we should try to stick with these three at least till I use them. We took both. He's also just trying to get some lucky triggers. Fair enough. But I think the game plan with this deck is pretty simple. I'm also down to just take this one, and then we might just block the next one. Just hit triggers. That's all you do in this deck, and then that's all you need to do. And then I will probably just block this one, make him rip a life. Can't attack. That's fine. Cause this is dumb that I can block, not take damage, and he takes damage. That's a cool mechanic, I think, for sure. We're gonna just start off with Kuma, so we have some Mastodon to give our leader. We'll trash a Margaret that he knows about. Then I am going to. I think there are times where there's an argument to not give information with this card, where the Don's not worth it. But it's not a big deal, I don't think. In this spot. I think in most spots, right, you're probably just gonna dash the Don and call it a day. But I think there are some spots where you should consider not the Don not being worth the information. Another one, it's fine. We want to find a 9-cost Boa. By in 2 turns. If we really, really need to do that though, we have Boa and Margaret for next turn. We could just play both, and that's pretty good odds to find one. I would say. Draw, but could draw. We start with Margaret if you wanted to do both, of course. But we see like 10 new cards basically if we want to. We can't attack. Yeah, it's fine. This. So it's 7/7, I think. Definitely take one of them and just keep hitting triggers. That's all you do with this deck. We found the Boa. We still need to make sure we have a plan for next turn. We're probably gonna float a Dawn for this just to make sure we live. Pudding's kind of dead. Blocker's good. Probably just get rid of Margaret and Pudding. And then I think I should counter here. We'll save 0 cost for now. He did trash and gain a life. That's fine for us. We could also take and be greedy, but I don't think there's a huge need. I think we could just control the board here and kind of win, you know? Okay, this does not play it rested. It plays it standing. We'll just start 7 at that hogback. I assume it will die. He could play a Perona, I guess, would be annoying. Make us trash one. It's not a big deal, but it's annoying. Plays this. I mean, we'll have Restodon to use. I guess we should use it, but just have so much Exodon, right? We'll draw Hina for turn, and then we'll put Rayleigh into life with the Boa. Just not having these not being able to attack just makes it awkward as far as Dawn usage. We have so much extra Dawn, like I said, that I kind of just don't want to reveal any more hand knowledge right now. Why not? I think it's better to just not use it in the spot actually. Just don't show them the cards in our hand. I think it'll die for 7 here. And then we'll just go 7 at life. And then if we can just block with this theoretically, put him to 0, and we might not even play Boa, right? So we'll see what they decide to do here. Could use this. I think I just give a counter card though, really. Honestly, I'll be surprised if he even like he needs to gain a life here. But even then, it's kind of rough, I think. This card is whatever. Just curious what the play. So Boa, okay. This makes sense and it's kind of annoying for me. I assume if I counter this, he just doesn't swing. Which is a little annoying, but at the same time, I think it's kind of fine for me. So I am just going to play it safe and counter. If he swings this, we're blocking. Well, to be fair, I'll actually just let that one die. Actually. Because he still takes a life. We get to keep this blocker if we don't want to commit. We are going to play this. And then I think it's worth it to give the Dawn. He can see that I have. Oh, I don't. I'm trolling. I don't know why I thought this was a card. Does he still get to see these cards then? I don't know. Alright, so we don't have the rest of Dawn for that. That was troll by me. We'll just swing 5, 5, 6, 7. Probably float the blocker to be safe, but could also just swing it. I think we're kind of chilling. He needs 2, 2, 2, 1 to live. And even then, he has to commit. Like, yeah, we could have just swung it. I don't know how long I want this first video to be. We'll see if we can just play one more. And then while that one's loading, I'll go ahead and I showed the. I think this is a for fun Boa list I might try out at some point. By the way, I definitely for fun on Sim a lot when I'm testing. Just to confirm that any random ideas I have are bad. Some thriller bark stuff. And this is my starting point for Emu. Just 4 ground death, 12 2Ks. Just consistency. I think the best way to start when you're testing is don't experiment too much till you learn how the deck plays, and then you can start testing techs and ratios and all of that. Just because it's Lim, I'm gonna go first. I don't know. I think this deck can go first. This hand is not quite what we want to see, though. I mean, we're just missing the body on 3, I guess, but I don't think it's the way. We can at least go 5-5 now if we have to. Let's add Kuma. Yeah, it doesn't We'll just go 5-5. 5-5 over 8, because this deck wants to take life early when you swing at their face, so they have ways to protect their characters that come invested. And it's 2 cards over 1 card, and we don't care if they take the life. We'd be happy if he gave us 2 1Ks. Swinging at that's fine. He doesn't want to hit our life. It's reasonable. Sabo, annoying, but fine. Probably just play Rand, swing 7. At this point, because he did take that 1 life, I think you should try to exploit it to an extent. Put the pressure on. Put him to 2 now. Same time, I'm not sure if that's entirely correct with this deck, because you have so many ways to make them take their life. I'm happy to get counter. You have so many ways to make them take the life that I do personally prefer hitting their board and getting cards out of their hand while making them take their life in other ways. You know, via blocking with Boa or 9-drop Boa. So yeah. We'll definitely take the first one. Just play Gorgon Sisters. We'll take it. Tempted to take a second one. It's definitely greedy, but we are playing Kuma next turn. Because we're playing Kuma next turn, I'll take it. If we didn't have Kuma, I think we probably need to counter. So far, I don't have to think a ton with this deck. You know, it's just take, don't take. Doesn't really matter most of the time, it feels like. Just, play out a bunch of bodies and hit them, and it kind of does the job. I don't think Femur's not terrible. I could keep it, but I don't think it's a huge win con for this deck, for this matchup. It's mainly there for Emu, I think, and maybe Ace, but we'll keep it for now. We do have 3 if we want to show him the Femur. I think it's worth it. I think it is a-okay by me if he wants to play around Femur like that. Start at 6. If he counters this, I might just go 7-7 at Sabo, get 2 more cards. He'll draw an extra one next turn, but it's not that big of a deal. Same time, we could float one for this, because I think their win con is to just kill me. So... actually, yeah, we're going to go 6 again. Kind of tax the 2Ks, and we still got a card out of hand. We'll float this in case they want to go hard at my face, just to buy us some time. Don't have Boa, 9 cost unfortunately, but I don't think that matters a ton. I think we just have such a big card advantage. Problem is this Sabo is going to make that up a little bit, and is always going to be withstood by this limb. But again, I'm down to just get all the cards out of his hand, as many as I can, and then burn his life, I think. Seems like a good way to play this deck. Obviously, the more I play, the more I'll, you know, confirm or more than likely change my approach. It's still very early in my testing with it. So, okay, yeah, we'll just take Kuma's fine. Then, if he swings Sanji, we get to say this doesn't attack, so he doesn't draw a card. Just kind of like the main reason I wanted to keep this Don up. Because it's kind of awkward for him if he swings at life first, and I take, to then get value off of this Sabo. That's like 3 life without a trigger. It's a little unfortunate. But I still think we're in an okay spot. Actually, looking at my hand, we might not be. We'll take. There's the Boa. I don't even have any Actually, I could play this, huh? I could play this Rayleigh. That's kind of worth it. Um, question is, do we pop the blocker? We could threaten lethal if we pop the blocker. Actually, he's gonna threaten a 9 here, no? I mean, we live the 9. Kinda down for him to commit. He can't resend Sanji. Yeah, I mean, we live 9. Exactly. With that draw from leader. So if we have to go for it, we should pop the blocker. Yeah, we should just pop the blocker, I think. Either way. It'll get 3 cards out of our hand, and it'll be restood by the limb, or itself, or whatever, to make lethal hard. I'm not sure if lethal is the line here, but it definitely seems like, a line. 2 femurs is rough. Could have had a 1k instead of one of them. Just trying to survive behind blockers is a little sketchy. This this boa is like sort of free. No, no, it's not. Femurs. If we want to go for game, we use the femurs to go for game. Because we get the Dawn back. It's the question of do we die to DMG? Like, kind of, right? We could Kuma. We have some counter in hand, not a ton. Just trying to keep our pivot lines open on whether we should go for lethal or not. He has to counter 2 swings. 7 feels like a safe swing to start, but it also feels very committal if he takes. But I don't feel like this necessarily means DMG. I feel like he wanted to play a Mihawk and swing 9 again. That's what I read. I read this $3 for a Mihawk until his Dofi got popped. Okay, Hell's Judgment. Because though we could like guarantee that Sanji dies. Still gonna start a 5 here now. Well, it's like very unlikely we get lethal now, right? How likely is it we survive? Problem is if he restands this, how big is he going? He could go like 10, 11, 11. Wait, no. No, he could go like 7, 11, 11. With to counter a 7 and an 11. Needs some lucky life. That's if that is a Mihawk, which I think it could be. How big can I still get? I have 4 extra Dons, so that's 13. 10, 16, 18, 31 divided by 4. 7, 7, 7, 8, 8, 8. 7. Sorry, doing femur math for the first time in a long time makes it awkward. I think I did that right though. 7, 8, 8, 8. 2 Don, 3 Don. That's 8. Leaves me 2 Don. Make that 4. Attach. But I have to. Can't quite spread it like that because of Gorgon Sisters not stacking it on 1. I'm kind of down to go 5, and if he gives me a card, I'll put him on top decking something. If he takes, maybe I'll go for it. Okay. I think my best bet is to go for it. Could play double blocker, and that kind of plays around the restand, but it plays into DMG is the problem. But my read says he has restand and doesn't necessarily have DMG. If I think he has Again, I just don't want to commit here because every single one of these has to connect. I think once he takes that 6 though, we are kind of forced to commit. So let's go ahead and do the thing. Gorgon sisters attach 1 to each. Femur. So now it's 6. This is what? This is at 8 right now, I think. 8, 9, so 9, 10. No, I think we lose. Well, he's just, you know, dooming, I guess. Okay. He did have the Mihawk, so that read was correct at least. And I'm assuming he got a lucky 2K and 0 cost out of life. So we lose. Um, does this trigger even help us if we put it in life? I don't think so. But alright, that'll be it for this video. Like I said, not every video will be like this because I'm not gonna upload every game I play. Just kind of figured I'd do like an introductory video. I don't know exactly how the format's gonna be, but I'm just gonna try and show improvement, show games where I feel like I learned something that helped me improve. Um, and yeah. So this was what we played. I don't know. It's also for my own benefit because I don't always go back and watch my own games. Actually, I hardly ever do. Back when I was trying to get good at this game, before I consider myself to have been good at this game, I did. So getting back into that, this will be a good way for me to go back and watch games and see mistakes I made. Because off the top of my head, I don't really know what I should have done differently that game. But I could go back and watch it, and then if I see something that I think was a mistake, I learn from it, and I can like type it in the comments, and you know maybe other people can learn from it, or they can give me their opinions too, right? So sorry for the dragged out video. Honestly, it feels like, but almost meaningless. But just like it's just meant to be an introductory. Um, I don't know how often I'm gonna upload. Like I said, it'll just be throughout the course of me learning OP14, learning Boa, learning not the meta, or learning Emu if I decide to play that as I change my list, yada yada, everything. So yeah, upload when I feel like it's worth uploading. Um, but yeah, thank you so much for watching. Peace.